Hey guys, it's Esk1. I'm bringing you a headquarters game that happened last night. I really liked the gameplay, so I wanted to bring it to you pretty fast. It's on Villa. I'm using the Galil with a suppressor, dual mags, flak jacket pro, and taskmac pro. You'll see here in a second why I think the suppressor is pretty good on certain guns because it allows enemies not to be able to see where you're shooting from, and you can tell that these guys running to headquarters here have no clue that I'm up here. I was going to upload a video probably tomorrow. No, sorry, probably Wednesday or Thursday of this week, talking about class creation, what perks and guns I think are good for modes, what guns I think you should put suppressors on, that kind of thing. It's kind of a general idea of how to make a good class for a mode and for what you want to do in a particular mode. With that, I want to get into headquarters tips and tricks. Headquarters is probably the best mode in Call of Duty or Black Ops specifically, for getting XP. You get 50 XP every time your team owns a headquarters for 5 seconds, plus 50 a kill, plus bonus points for capturing, defending, and all that stuff. If your team wins, all those points add up really fast. I don't have a problem getting 5,000 to 6,000 XP a match, and even if you win, I think a bad match of winning, you get 3,000 to 4,000 pretty easily. So it's definitely the most generous mode with the experience points. My first tip is to use tactical button layout. This switches your melee with your crouch prone button. So under the right analog stick you now crouch and prone, and B is now your melee button or knife button. This generally increases your ability, like you're seeing here, to duck up and down through cover, jump in, capture headquarters, and you also shoot more accurately while in the prone position. You will find that it is a lot harder to get off a quick knife. These situations do not happen as much as you might think they were, probably once every couple matches, and even then, if you're fast, you can still get a quick knife off using the B button. But to really succeed at COD, you need to be able to change your elevation and your accuracy and get behind cover at a quick pace. This is a line of sight game, and if they can't see you, they can't shoot you. So I would definitely recommend using tactical button layout. I'm always surprised by how many good and great players actually don't even know about the tactical button layout. I'm talking about pub stars and that kind of thing, and I think it will really greatly help your skill level. With that, I would like to get into the blue perk a little bit. There is a couple perk choices here that I think are pretty good. That's flak jacket and ghost. Flak jacket is by far the best perk for all-around headquarters play. When you capture headquarters, you get tons and tons of nades thrown into the headquarter, and you saw on that last headquarters, I probably would have died 3 or 4 times had I not had flak jacket equipped on my class. Ghost can be a pretty good, second choice. I would recommend using it only in certain situations when you're attacking a team that has an established headquarters, because it will prevent them from knowing where you're coming from if they are throwing up spy planes constantly. Having the advantage of knowing where you're coming from while defending just makes it all too easy to hold down a location. Some of the other perks are, take them and leave them as they are for the blue perks, but I would definitely recommend flak jacket. As you're seeing here, I'm getting nades chucked up in this room, and I'm not dying because I can move a little bit out of the way, and then the damage is so greatly reduced. As far as the red perk goes, there's a couple clear winners here, and I think those are Warlord Pro and Sleight of Hand. When you're defending, you're often in 1-on-4, 1-on-3 situations a lot, and so being able to get that quick reload and go back in the action really quickly can really help. Dual mags can help with that if you want to run Warlord as well. It provides the same benefit on your odd reloads, 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. And also gives you more ammo. I like Warlord personally because I get 2 nades, and that objective gameplay, nades can be really helpful when you're battling over a contested point, holding a point, or even trying to take the point from the other team. This also allows you to have the 2 attachments, like I said, so you can use the dual mags, which is almost as good as having sleight of hand, and then use your favorite red dot or suppressor or whatever you prefer as that second attachment. As far as the green perk goes, Marathon can be real good for sprinting between headquarters quickly and getting reinforcements in place. Attack Mask Pro is one of my favorites, which is, if you're using Nova Gas, concussions, flashes, you're immune to those, which can be pretty useful for attacking or defending the headquarters. You can use Nova Gas to seal off a side, and I think those are the two good ones. Ninja is pretty good if you're a sound whore and you're able to do that. I don't find the sound whoring in this game that great. I do like not being able to hear my own footsteps because I sound like a Tyrannosaurus Rex on potato chips sometimes, but it doesn't pay off as much as you would hope sometimes, which is unfortunate. As far as the equipment goes, you can see here I'm running Claymores. I like Claymores because they can seal off an exit and they stay there until you respawn. So when your team is holding a headquarters, they're actually there until that team kills that headquarters, which can help seal off an exit. Motion sensor can be pretty helpful, but only you get to see the motion sensor. Your teammate does not, and so once you die, that motion sensor is useless to your team. Jammer I do particularly like because you can throw it in a room and it'll stop the team from knowing where your team is shooting from, so they won't see any muzzle flash or spy plane information. So it allows you to camp in the corners a little bit better and defend the waypoints. Lastly is killstreaks. I'm running spy plane, bombing, rolling thunder, and chopper gunner. Those are pretty good kill streaks. Spy plane can be really good if you save them for when you're defending. All in all, the kill streaks don't matter too much. I recommend using them when you're defending a headquarters because that's when they're most useful, because you don't have any respawns on for your team. So holding them back as long as possible just helps your team that much more. One of the kind of things that people make the biggest mistakes, I think, in headquarters is they tend to sit in the corner and just guard one exit, and I don't think that's really the best thing to do. You'll see, or you did just see 2, 3, or 4 headquarters that we held, and you saw that I'm constantly checking behind me. I'm moving constantly. I'm checking my forward, left, right, behind me, ducking in out of cover. I'm going back to the same places a lot of times, but I'm not just sitting at a window looking for people coming my way. I also like sometimes to exit the headquarters, come back around the side that I know they're not coming from, and re-enter and clear spaces that way. You catch a lot of people off guard, and they don't really expect that kind of tactics. I think I'm gonna have to do a 2-part on this headquarters tips because I'm running a little bit low on time. I got just about a minute left in this game, and not gonna get to everything I want to. So if you have any general headquarters questions or any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment page, and I'm pretty good about checking those things, so I'll definitely get you some responses. And I'll get that video up I was talking about earlier about some class creation suggestions, guns to use in different modes, up here in the next couple days. You'll see here I'm kind of pushing up towards one of the side exits and relieving some pressure from my teammates. So you don't always have to stay in the headquarters, and kind of like I pointed out in a previous video, usually the outside ones are the ones that are best to push up and actually leave the headquarters, while the inside ones are a lot better served, covering 1 or 2 doorways, but you just can't do that on the inside. With that brings the end of the game. It's another 250-0 domination. I go 54-3 with 3 captures and 4 defends. Please like and subscribe, and I appreciate y'all's support. Thanks.